Good morning, everyone. Yes, you'll notice that I'm not drinking coffee from a Saints mug or a New Orleans, Louisiana cup. That's because they're broken. So I figured I should leave it there, especially since I don't want to bring any ill omens over my Saints. 2 games in, they've blown out 2 teams, one of them being those vaunted Dallas Cowboys. I'm telling you, y'all, it's so bad, around here. In this town where I live in Haynesville, Louisiana, full of cowboy fans. Full. And they are as obnoxious as hell. So, and usually when the Cowboys and the Saints are gonna play, I have cowboy fans riding by my house. We gonna beat y'all ass. Yesterday after the game, I have never seen the road in front of my house so silent as it was yesterday. How absolutely delightful. Now, me and my kitty cat had a conversation this morning before daybreak. He was up looking out of our bedroom window, meowing. I guess he saw something out there that he wanted to get to. Meowing, and he woke me up. I said, "What's up, Sugar?" Because Sugar's my cat's name, right? Ow. I said, "Well, look, Sugar, you and me got to have a talk this morning. You got to go out. You got to go outside this morning and hunt. You got to go bring me a crow, since I ain't fast enough to catch him myself so I can eat him." He said, "Momo," because that's what he called me, Momo. "Momo, what you want to eat a crow for?" I said, "Well, Sugar, I don't want to eat the crow, but I got to eat the crow. It's only right and it's only fair, because I opened my mouth before the beginning of the season and predicted that the Saints would lose to the Cowboys. And then last week in that video, I reinforced the notion that the Cowboys would beat the Saints. I said it would be a close game, defensive struggle, that this score would be 21-17 Dallas, but also said it could go either way. It could go 21-17 Saints, as well as it could go 21-17 Dallas. Well, nobody Nobody saw what was coming yesterday at AT&T Stadium. Nobody. Not even the most loyal of Saints fans. But Drew Brees called it. Drew Brees called it. But Drew Brees is a homer. What do you expect? I have hit up all my Cowboy fan friends on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, email. I'm worrying about them. They haven't gotten back to me. Should I put out an APB form? Woo! Anyway, me eating crow is pretty much my fault, and I'll tell you why. While I was making my video, I think Friday night, but predicting about what the game was going to be, there were little things niggling in my mind, even at that time. And one of the little things that was niggling in my mind took me back to 2006. The 2006 season, the season after Katrina, where we went 3-13 in 2005, and it was miserable, the most miserable year that I can remember as a Saints fan. And then how they came back in 2006. Do you know that on our way to the NFC Championship game that year, we beat Philly? Third game of the season in 2006 by a score of 27-24. We went all the way to the NFC Championship game that year, and on the way, we mollywhopped Dallas. Something like 42-17. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. You know I have no ego that's going to rankle if I'm being corrected about something that I'm wrong about. It also took me back to 2009. And the two games that we've played so far this year, they've scored 91 points in total. In 2009, first two games, they scored 93 points on the way to a Super Bowl win. We got Philadelphia next week. Running quarterbacks have been our Achilles heel, and, well, Philly's got a running quarterback, pretty good one, too. Philly has a good team. I don't know what happened to them last year when they fell off a freaking cliff for a while, but got righted enough to get themselves in the playoffs, I do believe. This year, nobody has seen the Saints coming. Even us long-time loyal Saints fans did not see this coming. Yes, we were encouraged with the hiring of Clint Kubiak, figuring that our offense would be magnitudes better this year with him than it was last year with Pete Carmichael. I know so many football fans were talking about how Alvin Kamara is washed. Well, he hung y'all out to dry yesterday, didn't he? Go Cowboys. And I myself have to take me to task. Because our quarterback has been playing lights out, making the correct throws at the correct time, making the right decisions the first time. I'm proud of you, Derek. You keep this going, I can retire that little nasty nickname I got for you, Derelict Garbage. You will be Derek Carr at some point in the future. 2 games does not an adequate sample size make as far as me is concerned. So, it's like I said early in the season, y'all got to show me. And Derek Carr, you have to show me every week. I understand that there will be off days. I understand that. But it seems like last season you had a whole season full of off days. And y'all didn't look good at all. Even if you were winning, you still didn't look good. You look awesome now. And all of that, it's not lost on me or anybody else that watches the Saints. That, yes, we have pretty much the same team that we had last year. The biggest difference in this team is a fella named Clint Kubiak. I remember saying that, since Clint Kubiak was the architect of the 49ers twice in succession in the playoff, I ain't going to call it destruction of the Cowboys because they didn't truly destroy them. They just moved them on out of their way. I had said Monday night, and what I've been doing lately is watching those offensive lines. Monday night against the Jets, I made a point to keep my eye on the San Francisco offensive line. And I just shook my head and said, "Oh my goodness, that is freaking beautiful. That is what the Saints aspire to." And then yesterday, watching them against the Cowboys, I swear, I swear, if you'd put red jerseys on, they'd have looked just like the 49ers Monday night. So, I also said early in the season that there would be growing pains with the Saints and that this new wide zone offense would take time for the players to become proficient in it. Well, they must have got some proficiency in OTAs and training camp because they look like world beaters right now. And another point, teams that have put up 90 plus points in their first two games of the season, three times it's happened, counting this time. The other two times, the team who scored those 91 points went to the Super Bowl and won it. Now, I ain't gonna be one of them ones that's gonna be flapping my gums talking about how the Saints are going to the Super Bowl this year because yes, I'm excited. Yes, I am encouraged, but I'm trying down low because this is the NFL and you can get disappointed at any time. Okay. I'm sure there are those of you out there who've been listening to me for a while and listen to me call names and point fingers and do all that other good stuff that we Saints fans became expert at doing these last three seasons. I can't complain about nothing. I can't. Defense is on point. We knew that going in. Special teams with the new kickoff rule, the only way we can affect anything on special teams is on punts. Tackle on the kickoffs, but seems like to me that most of those kickoffs are being down in the end zone and brought out at the 30. Yeah, this was for the NFL to take this rule, in hopes of increasing safety on kickoffs, and such. And apparently it appears to have worked, but it sure is boring as hell. Now people saying, well, maybe the Cowboys aren't as good as we thought they were, instead of saying that the Saints are magnitudes better than we thought they would be coming into the season. I'm sure y'all hear Sugar out there at the door. He wants to come in now, but I ain't studying him because he done did me dookie this morning, and so he gonna stay out there till I get through. He did me dookie after I sent him out there to go and catch me a crow. He ain't got me no crow, so he gonna stay out there till he catch me one. Man, ugh. Let me get up. All right, sugar. You ain't bring me no crow. Hey, where my crow at? No, I don't want to hear all that lovey-dovey stuff. Where is my crow? Hmm. No, you ain't getting none of the goody-goody either. Until you bring me my crow. Well, are you wanting to come get up in my lap and you ain't bought me no crow? Come on in. Come on. Yeah. This is my baby. This is my sugar. Yeah. And he didn't bring me no crow that I asked him to bring me this morning so I could eat it for talking about the Saints going to lose to the Cowboys. Saints are 2-0 now. In 2006, they went 3-0 with their last win before that first loss against those Philadelphia Eagles that we're going to have to play next week. And of course, in 2009, we went undefeated for 13 games before we lost our first game to those Dallas Cowboys that we mollywhopped yesterday. You ready to go catch me a crow? Cat. Anyway, y'all, I know y'all is jumping up and down like I was yesterday and waving my little pom poms. I should have did me a little dance, but I got a bad knee and I can't really dance that good, so you know. Now, considering how most of us Saints fans have absolutely wanted Dennis Allen's head and Derek Carr's head on a pike. What if these two take us to the Super Bowl in New Orleans this year and win it? We're going to have to change our minds on some things in that eventuality. As it is, we're having to change our minds a little bit as it is now. It's a wonderful thing that Dennis Allen has kept his fanangos out of the offense, especially like he was doing for the first 2 years, maybe for the first 3 that he was there. You know, with Pete Carmichael. Maybe. I don't know. But whoever told him to keep his funky hands off of it, told him right, and he's doing what they said. Good for you, DA, dumbass. I'm going to have to stop that too. Especially if they go to the Super Bowl. But I don't care what they do from here on in, even if they do go to the Super Bowl. There will never be the level of love, respect, and regard in this heart for Dennis Allen that I have for this man right here on this shirt. Never. Yeah, he won us the Super Bowl too, and if Dennis Allen can equal that, then he should be held in the same esteem. No. No. Now, the Saints gonna have a problem. I think they have Kubiak signed to a 1-year contract. They better get in the meeting room and start negotiating to keep Kubiak here for as long as possible. And they better do whatever it takes to do it, whatever he would request to stay here. And I believe one of his requests to stay here would be to be head coach. He's never been a head coach before. He's been an O coordinator, an offensive assistant, and he's been very good at what he does. I wouldn't be averse to making him head coach and chunking Dennis Allen to the curb. I wouldn't be adverse at all because I ain't never liked Dennis Allen. Not as no head coach. He's an excellent defensive coordinator. Excellent. Elite defensive coordinator, as a matter of fact. But would you keep him here when you got the chance to make Clint Kubiak your head coach? Would you keep Dennis Allen here and let Clint Kubiak go somewhere else to do for that team what it seems like he's done for the Saints? And mollywhop us? No. Can't happen. Mickey, I know you stupid, but reach somewhere in somebody's head or maybe on somebody's room and get you some freaking brains and lock Clint Kubiak down. As it is, I think you already done screwed up. While you was renegotiating Alvin Kamara's contract this year, you should have paid him what he asked for. Because the way it's looking now, if this offense keeps steamrolling along the way it is, and AK keeps looking like 2017 Offensive Rookie of the Year AK, the price that he was asking you for before that you balked on, Mickey, has just gone up. And as the Saints rise, so will AK's performance and the price to retain him rise. I swear to God, Mickey Loomis, you pulling a Randy Mueller with Joe Johnson with Alvin Kamara. Let's just hope the bullshit you did right now and the bullshit that you're likely to do later on don't deprive us of this man and he goes somewhere else to somebody that's willing to pay him what he asks. You're stupid, Mickey. You're stupid. Baby. I keep saying at the end of my shows that no matter how the game turns out, don't get too mad and don't get too glad. Now, I will tell you in a hot minute that nobody could be more delighted with that Cowboys drubbing than me. Living up here amongst all these Cowboy fans who are hiding out now. Even online, you can't find none of them. While they was all out there all week talking cash shit. Now that shit done rained down on them, they can't get it off. Oh my God. Oh, this is so much fun. This feels so good. This feels almost as good as a playoff game. Oh my goodness. Now the Saints got to go to Philly. No, Philly is going to come to New Orleans. Back in the day, 2006, Philly was a hot team then too. And the Saints cooled them right off. Didn't put a 40 burger on them back then, like they did in 09. But they still beat them. Twice, in 2 different years, that the Saints reached heights no one had ever imagined. Well, maybe you could imagine it, but never scratched the reality of. Man, all I can say. Dallas, humble yourself. You will say that you got beat by a substandard team. That substandard was last season. There's a new standard in New Orleans now. And energy, the energy emanating from that team is joyful and positive. Contrast that to the energy that was coming from that team last year that you could feel across the TV screen. That energy, I do believe, comes from Clint Kubiak, which is why he should be the head coach of the Saints, not Dennis Allen. That energy has caught fire on that team. That energy makes us fans feel like that the Saints of old, the Sean Payton Saints, the winning ways of Sean Payton Saints. Of course, he had 4, 7, and 9 seasons during that stint. 3, 7, and 9 seasons. The 4, 7, and 9 season happened in 2012 when he was suspended for that bogus ass Bountygate shit. But this is beginning to feel like the 2006 Saints, the 2009 Saints. I will tell you that I have been one of the biggest skeptics of the Saints this season. Looks like I'm going to have to back up off that. Yes, they've won 2 in a row. Last year, they also won 2 in a row. What I'm wanting to see is if they can go 3, 4, 5. Because the 5th game is against the Kansas City Chiefs, who may employ that 3-4 defense that defeated the Los Angeles Rams with the Cardinals yesterday. And the Cards put up 40 burger on them, too. 41 points on that wide zone offense with their 3-4 defense. I'm going to be watching that all season long to watch how that wide zone offense fares against the 3-4, because obviously the 4-3 ain't doing them a whole lot of good. Philadelphia also runs that wide zone offense. And this game will be a test, Philadelphia versus the Saints, will be a test to see which defense is more proficient at guarding against that wide zone offense, since both teams' defenses have to go against that offense in practice every single day. Great win Sunday, Saints. I'm not getting my cell phone. I ain't all yeeted yet. I ain't yeeted yet, and I'm not gonna get yeeted. But they go 5-0 and beat Kansas City. The yeet is gonna be out in force. They do that, go undefeated after Kansas City to game 6. The yeet gonna be out in force. Y'all, I love my Saints, win or lose. I ain't gonna say I love them more when they win, but it sure does feel good on the day after. All I got to say about that is, who that? Who that? Who that thought they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that thought they gonna beat them Saints? Pow! Right in your face, Dallas.